So step 3 is choose the easiest question to answer first. And you are going to answer the questions from easiest to hardest. Now, why do that? Why? Well, quite simply, I find that it's going to give you a massive confidence boost. I mean, you're nervous, aren't you? It's an exam, most people are nervous. Some of you may be terrified even. Some of you are hands shaking, the heart's beating as you open the exam paper. Listen, you're going to need something to calm your nerves down. And it's not a shot of rum or whiskey. You're going to have to tackle the easiest question first. And when I say easiest, I mean it's easiest for you. So this is an individual thing. This is subjective. What's easy for me might not be the same question for you. You might have a particular topic you're very strong at and very comfortable with. So this is subjective. We can disagree on what the easiest question is. If you've got like a 10 mark or even a 20 mark easy question, and you can get like loads of good information down on there, then you're going to look at that and think, wow, I just got 10 marks or 20 marks even, which means I'm that much closer to passing. If you've got 10 marks, you're like 25% of the way there to passing almost, which is a wonderful thing, isn't it? That takes the pressure off later. If you get to the hardest question and you look at your paper and think, I must have 50 marks in there. There were some good questions. I must have got 50 marks there. I probably don't need to get much out of this last one. Now, the downside of this is, before you say it, the downside is that this is a long day, so maybe you're tackling the hardest question when you're tired. Yes, okay, possibly that might be a negative, but I would like you to tackle the easiest questions when you are fresh. So those easy questions, I want you to get 10 out of 10 on those easy questions. Take everything you can out of it. You can pass this exam on the back of 3 or 4 questions if you absolutely smash those 3 or 4 questions. Questions, what have we got? We've got a Health and Safety at Work Act question in there. Okay, it's a Section 7, 10 breaches of Section 7. Okay, if you like the law, that's great. If you don't like the law, that's not great. Oh, here's an easy one. Wow, okay, negative indicators of health and safety culture at the supermarket. 20 marks. Now, some of you are thinking, 20 marks. No, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's such an easy question. All I have to do is just point out all the negative signs of the culture, there, and write them out in full with a bit of explanation. They're so easy to spot. There'll be 25, 30 in the scenario. They're all there, so write them down. Right, you're halfway there to passing on that one. Question 3, comment on the effectiveness of roles and responsibilities in relation to health and safety management in the supermarket. 10 mark. I've got no idea what that even means, and I'm the tutor. Now, that's an old question. It's been rephrased quite a bit since, thankfully, so it's a little bit clearer nowadays. But back in the day, when that used to come out, I used to look at that and go, whoa, I got no idea what that means. All right, so that's going to be one of the hard ones. Let's get that towards the end. We've got an accident investigation question. Why should it be secured? 5 marks. Okay, what training would you recommend? Oh, okay, 15 marks. All right. Human factors, individual human factors, negatively influence the behavior, 10 marks. Okay, that's not too bad. What's this? I got a risk rating one here. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, right. I'm thinking that just looks hard, looks complicated. We've got an administrative controls could be put in place to prevent a repeat of the accident in the compactor. Okay, hierarchy of controls question. All right, that's not too easy, but it's not too difficult. Based on the scenario only, what financial arguments could you use to convince the store manager that health and safety needs to be... Oh man, that's great. I mean, if you're a Compassa student, we cover that in our mock exam questions. You've got pretty much that exact same question with a different scenario. But broadly speaking, the financial arguments are kind of the same for every scenario, mostly. All you have to do is kind of repeat the financial arguments you did in your mock questions, make it relevant to this scenario, and you got another 10 marks. So actually, when we think about it, we've got 30 marks worth there of easy questions. Easy in my opinion, you might disagree. But I've got a 10 mark financial question and I've got a 20 mark culture question. I'm doing those bad boys first. 25 to 30 marks out of those. I only need another 15 out of the rest. Do you think you can get 15 marks out of the rest? Of course we can get 15 marks here. We're going to pick up a mark here or there, aren't we? So there we are. So we're going to start this with the negative indicators of health and safety culture, I think. Anyway, you can choose a different one if you like. And with that, my friends, we're going to get into step 4.